Now it's my pleasure to introduce the chair of the Blue Ridge Community College Educational Foundation Board, Bret Harrison. Bret happens to be Athena's boss at ComSonics, and he's agreed to provide her with a public evaluation of her performance this morning. No, seriously, Bret has provided outstanding leadership for our board and will be presenting our Director Emeritus Award today. And before we get there, I'd like to call to your attention to the brochure that lists the history of all the Foundation Director Emeriti that are in the history of the college. And that list is a very compelling list of people who have dedicated so much of their time, energy, and effort to making the Blue Ridge Community College Educational Foundation such a success. So I wanted to point that out and introduce Bret so he can induct our newest member into this esteemed group. Bret?
First of all, Athena, wow. Wow. I love it. And you know, you touched on it some, Athena. When you say you're a crier, what I've come to understand is when you cry, that means you're going to be more determined. So go, you know, ComSonics is glad to have you. You're my right hand. Quite frankly, I think most days I work for the finance department. So today I have the honor of awarding a Director Emeritus to Mr. Tom Mendez. When I think of Tom, you know, there are people that raise the bar. Tom, you're a pace setter. The time that we overlapped on the board, the things you did, you can only do if you believe and you have passion. And it was very impressive. I was glad to be part of it. So today I'm going to read off some of the things you've done, probably a brushstroke in general. But you know, I'm going to go through them. I'd also like to welcome your son Mike and your wife Lori, who's with you. So Tom served two different 6-year terms on the board. Between those two terms, he had what I jokingly refer to as a cooling off period. and so in total, he served 12 years. So when I go through some of this, if you're trying to follow how long he was doing different things, I think the numbers are pretty good. So Tom came on the foundation board the first time in 2011 and served 6 years until 2017. During that period of time, he served 2 years as vice chair, and he served 2 years as chair of the board. He then took his 1-year required break, and he returned to the board in 2018. During that period, he recruited me to the foundation board, as he did many others. And I remember touring the campus. It was a colder day, but I remember touring the campus with Dr. Downey and with you, Tom. And I just felt like I couldn't say no. I had been completely sold. And I'm a community college person myself, although it was in Florida. I certainly am like Athena. It gave me an opportunity I otherwise wouldn't have had. So I very much believe in the community college system. To go through some of what Tom was involved in, he was on the Special Events and Alumni Committee Relations Committee for 3 years, the Planning Committee for 4 years, the Development Committee for 3 years, and he was also chair of that. One of our major gift campaigns was referred to as the Leadership Committee Student Focus Community Impact. That's quite a mouthful. And over a 3-year period, we raised $8.5 million for the Educational Foundation. And also during that period of time, he was on the executive committee for the foundation for 8 years. Not to overlook, Tom represented BB&T and McGriff while on the board. He was an ardent supporter of events, including Casino Royale and the Spring Fling. Something that I didn't jot down is on at least 2 occasions, Tom and Lori hosted the foundation board for our Thankathon events at their house, which is a wonderful setting. And so, in addition, Tom and Lori truly live what they're doing. They plan to establish the Thomas C. and Lori J. Mendez Endowed Scholarship through a gift in their estate, making him a member of the Blue Ridge Vision Society. One of the things that Amy Kiger shared with me when I was looking at what all Tom had been involved in, she said, Tom really got us moving forward with planned giving. He led by example by making his own planned gift. Tom, if you'd please come up. I'm glad to call you a friend, and you are very deserving, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, John. There we go. Yes. Thank you. As my dad would have said, I'd like to thank the Academy. I'll put that down, but I do have a whole lot of thank yous for sure. Amy asked me to say a few words, and I said everyone hates and dreads acceptance speeches, so I'll make this very brief. It's so great to see so many of you here, but thank you, Foundation Board members, for considering me worthy of the title and being here among so many stalwarts in our community. It's a phenomenal list. I think I know all but 6 of you, and 3 of you passed away before I was able to get here, but I hope the rest of you are here and dear, and it's great to see you all the time. Over the years, I've had the privilege to serve on the Harrisonburg Electric Commission, Daphne back there. I've served on chair of the Harrisonburg City School Board, chair of the Chamber, chair of United Way, and a few other chairs. I forget how many, but I can honestly say that the time I spent on Blue Ridge Community College has been among the most rewarding personally and professionally. I built a lot of good friendships from this group. Board members I've served with are top-notch, high caliber. And Brent, I didn't just say that because I recruited like 11 of you guys, but I truly mean it. And the work that we've accomplished, as Bret kind of highlighted, is just among the highlights of my life. The group of our campaign, major campaign, I'll see y'all and love y'all. Between all those events, special events, we hosted some bourbon barbecue dinners at our house and all. I've had the privilege of being part of almost $20 million that's been invested in our community. And the work that we have accomplished together is just truly remarkable. And so thank you to all the businesses, the donors, people that took our calls. You know, it could not have been possible without the commitment everyone in this room shares. So thank you very much. John, if I lost a couple fingers, I could still count you among the best friends on one hand, you know. I appreciate that. And Amy and staff, I mean, you guys rock. There's not a better support group. You brought us balloons and donuts when we needed it because we were just not sure if we could give one more call or do one more thing. But as John and I will share, you know, we made a pretty big ask of the Centera Hospital CEO. And, you know, when you ask for $500,000, it's quite amazing when they don't blink and say, I'll get back to you, and they get it. It's pretty cool. But there's one person here that deserves the biggest thank you of all, and that is my wife, Lori. Without her sacrifice and support, I could not have been able to do all of this. So I accept the award on her behalf. And if I can leave you with one final thought, plant a tree in whose shade you'll never sit. That saying has guided me throughout my whole time here. We know that the need for quality education will be here 20 years from now and 40 years from now. There will be young dreamers. There will be single moms that want to have a way to improve themselves. There will be fathers and uncles and people that want to learn new skills. And the generosity of this group here is something to cherish, but we won't be here forever. So it's one of the reasons I felt so important to establish a legacy gift program. And I would just encourage you, if you can, just make a small provision in your will, whatever. That way we can continue to pay it forward and ensure that the kind of success that we have here continues for as long as possible. Thank you very much.
Sandy and I are privileged to be good friends of both Lori and Tom, and their generosity extends well beyond Blue Ridge Community College, but the impact they've had here has been tremendous, so thank you both for being here. The impact of your generosity is tremendous, and so I want to talk a little bit about what's happening at Blue Ridge Community College this year. Enrollment is up for about the third or fourth straight year, so it took us a while to recover from COVID in terms of enrollment, but we're back to where we were prior to COVID and ahead of that. We're excited that for the first time in the history of the college, Blue Ridge Community College and James Madison University have an agreement called BR to JMU, where students get accepted to both institutions at the same time. We'll spend 2 years here, but have activities as a cohort working with JMU to make the transition into the four-year college easier when they're a junior. And so that we've always had a guaranteed admission agreement, and students go seamlessly to JMU. This is the first time where we have an intensive cohort of about 40 students going together into a transfer relationship that is a lot more seamless and easier to navigate. Where's my place here? Also, one of the things we're working on starting either next year or the year after is a Blue Ridge Community College Career Academy for high school students. High school transfer students have long had the opportunity to take dual enrollment courses and get advanced standing toward college while they're still in high school. But there's been very few opportunities for career and technically oriented students to have that advanced standing opportunity. We do a little bit of dual enrollment. We've done vet assisting. We've done programs like that. But we'd like to start a career academy where students can come here and in their junior and senior year take 3 or 4 or 5 courses that will get them a head start toward one of our applied associate degrees. And so we're working in partnership with local school divisions to do that. So we're excited about that program starting soon. You may have driven past our former soccer field, which is now a commercial driving license testing range. That groundbreaking ceremony will be Tuesday, September 23rd at 10 a.m. All of you are invited to come and celebrate that great facility. You may recall that our testing and driving range was located in Rockingham County, or Augusta County at the Government Center. But when the courthouse was being built there, we moved that facility to our campus, and the General Assembly very generously gave us funding. And not only will that impact Jim Butler, is there, Jim? Wave, say hello. Not only his amazing CDL program that graduates about 150 to 200 students a year, but also Mike is here. The heavy equipment operating program is a very high demand program in the local community. Some of you got to test. I heard one of you broke our simulating machine. Oh yeah, there's that. But I've broken it a number of times myself, so that program is very successful as well. So thank you again for attending Blue Ridge Community College today. We know many colleges and universities are worthy of your support, and there's many organizations in the community worthy of your support. So the fact that you understand the impact of Blue Ridge Community College and what it means for our community and for the students we serve, we don't take that for granted, and we really appreciate it. I said before that our student ambassadors were here and that the foundation funds that program, so I think they're representative of the type of students Athena has become. Their future's ahead of them, many of them overcoming tremendous obstacles and odds to get to where they are now, let alone where they will be 20 years from now. And so we're delighted those ambassadors have taken the time to be here, and the service and dedication you have to this college, it's incredible, so thank you. Finally, the centerpieces on your table are provided by Harmony Harvest and will be given away. So Chris Auville, the owner of Harmony Harvest, is a Blue Ridge Community College graduate as well. So on the back of your programs, if you pick up your programs, one of them at each table has a green dot, or a dot of some kind. That's the person who wins the centerpiece and can take that home. So congratulations. Thanks again for coming. The students will stick around for a few minutes, and the faculty, and if you have any questions of me, we're around. So if you want to stay around, join us, and otherwise, thank you very much. Have a great day.